What is going on, guys?
You waited 6 seconds.
Well, I was actually waiting because this is your belt. So normally you cut me off or something like that.
We don't do that. You always start. And
not all the time. You literally cut me off on some of your belts. This is your belt, so I figured why.
Well, that's why you shouldn't think. You're no good at it.
Well, yeah.
Just do the intro.
Okay. Battler Fan 85 here. We have the human fog master, vape master, whatever you want to call him, Kevin right here. We also have our Byron Saxton right here. His name is Austin. We're doing a 3-panel team today, and we have one heck of a belt that we're going to review. Kevin, you got anything you want to say about this?
My collection has gotten pretty extensive over the last 6-7 months or so.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I actually just hit my 20th belt. Actually, I haven't hit it yet. They're in shipping, and I'm waiting on those to get here. And when those get here, it's going to be a very in-depth video. They're not WWE belts, and neither is the one we're going to do today.
I'm breaking this down.
This is definitely.
There we go.
When you go outside of WWE belts, and I'd put this over most WWE belts, but when you get outside of WWE belts, this is the #1 belt I wanted to get. It's been on my list for a long time. It ended up going away for a little bit, and then I seen them bring it back, so I had to get it. And I mean, looking at it now,
oh, it's a beautiful belt. Now,
good quality.
Yeah. Now, one thing about this belt, I don't really watch the product too much, and that's not by choice. It's more or less
lack of television coverage.
Lack of television coverage, and also just not enough time in the day.
And I don't think it's on a weekly run either, is it?
It might be. I'm not sure. Do you know?
I think it is actually on the Fight TV app.
Yeah, Fight TV app. Okay.
Well, see, that's the thing. You have WWE that's on like USA, and soon they'll be going to Fox and stuff like that. Your major networks, even AEW is coming to TNT. Not so much a major one anymore, but still pretty relevant.
I think they could bring it back. To be honest, they could bring TNT back.
Yeah, but this one, on the other hand, it's not really on your big name networks. It's right there with Impact. How Impact was on Pop for a little bit. I mean, I didn't even know there was a channel named Pop. Anyway, we're getting off the topic of belts, and we're talking about media coverage and whatnot. Getting back into the belts, it's a solid belt. It's great quality. It's a very good example of outside of your main plate. WWE starting to put a lot of stuff going on their side plates, and the panels that hold the side plate, they're starting to get lost, and they're starting to put a lot in such a small space. This belt is a very good example of you don't need to do that to still have a very elegant and, in my opinion, worth every penny belt.
Mm-hmm. And it goes back to another video that we did. I can't remember which one. We were
talking about bringing these back. It was on the Winged Eagle.
Yeah,
the brackets that were on the side of the Winged Eagle. We said that we would like to see something more like this kind of style.
Well, it's got like a classic look.
Yeah, and we were also talking about having a belt that you would want to fight for.
Yes.
Not a plain basic company logo. Now this has got the company logo, but it's got so much going for it in the plates themselves.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's a little busy, I think, for me, but I still love it. This is probably outside of WWE my favorite belt.
I think we're talking about the same thing here, and in that sense that when you see the belt for the very first time, if you've never seen it before, and I know we're dancing around it, and you guys are wondering what we're going to do, but by the time we load this, you'll see the description and you'll know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But anyway, when you see this belt for the first time, if you've never seen it before, there's a lot going on, okay? But when you give your eyes a second to digest what you're looking at, it doesn't take that long to do, and you almost get lost in how much detail is in this thing. And this is not the company's current heavyweight title.
This one they should have kept for a while.
I believe so. The one they have now has so much going on in it. It's almost like they tried to replicate a big gold with all the etching and tooling in it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the one they have now dropped the ball. It's not as aesthetically appealing as this one is. It's a smaller belt. It's not as big as your WWE logo belts, but it is just a gorgeous belt. So if you guys are good, I'm good.
I'm good.
And we'll go and bring this thing out. Today we're going to be covering the Ring of Honor Championship belt. Like I said, not the current one. It's the one right before the one they have now. This was the last one that Cody Rhodes held. Or Cody. Do we call him Cody Rhodes? Or
no, he can actually be Cody Rhodes now.
Okay, great. So he retired this belt.
He prefers Cody.
Yeah, yeah. And like we were saying, in that main plate, you've got a lot going on with all the leaves and stuff. But if you look in those leaves, each one of them is etched very fine.
Very good detail.
It's not just a big stamp. They really put a lot of contrast in here, and you guys know how I feel about contrast. You got the black, the silver, the gold, the red lettering, the stripes. And what we were referring to with the simplicity of it is just these rivets here on the side. Going back to putting rivets on belts, you see them in your NXT women's, and your NXT tag.
And the North American.
And there's a reason that I think I speak for all three of us when we say that the NXT titles look a lot better than the main card titles.
Definitely.
Just very simple, but add something to the belt. I'll let you go and hit, and then we'll go from one end of the belt to the other, because there's a hidden gem down here that I really, really like.
And I love the way he said it. So we're going to go into the main plate right here. And like he said, all the leaves, everything, very fine detail.
From the leaf down to the ribbon, and then you have the wrestlers in the middle of the ring at the bottom. The letters on the top, the World Heavyweight Championship, even Ring of Honor, is very, very finely etched. The black inlay, it really pops. And like I said, it's not a big belt, but this is a belt that's a perfect example of you don't have to go massive. You don't have to, just because you have, let's say, 10 inches of space, you don't need to put 12 inches of stuff in
Exactly. One thing I never noticed about this belt,
anyway, we're just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
You don't have to use up every single centimeter. You can put these little
it's not
etchings.
quality. It's not quantity. It's quality.
Exactly. You don't have a lot, but what you have is standard.
Now, one thing with the replica, and I don't think I knew it was a beautiful belt, but I didn't realize until I looked at it. I didn't realize it had the stones in it. It does have stones.
Yeah, I was the same way.
I don't think I ever noticed that in the actual belt.
Because I focused more on the outside here, which doesn't have the stones, but right here, and once again, it's another example of simpler or more complex isn't always better. Simpler can be amazing. Look at your big gold. It doesn't have it's not rhinestoned out. You have them on the outsides of the plates, and then with right here, you have what is that? 4?
5, 10.
You have 4 here. You got one here, another 4, and or 5. I'm sorry, these glasses really aren't working. I'm trying to look through the screen here, but less than 15 stones in the entire belt.
One thing that I'm really liking, if you look right here, I mean that looks like something that would be on a trophy. You got the wrestling ring, and you got the grapplers in the middle. I love that feature.
Oh yeah.
Coming back over here, you have side plates, and I love it's a world title, so you have 2 side plates that
different
show,
sides of the globe.
Different sides of the globe, and then you have where there's stones. There's stones on the side plate.
What I love about the stones is they just put the 4, and they didn't put all these.
Yeah, they're not
all
completely.
The little gaps they didn't put stones
yeah,
in.
they're not completely.
Because that would have looked kind of a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and over time, your stones are going to fall out. I mean, that's just going to happen. Glue loses adhesive, moving it around, or whatever the case may be. I've got some now that are less than a year old, and I'm missing stones out of it, and I never touch them. They sit on a display shelf. But with these, and I speak for all of us when I say this, these rivets are so much better for the simple fact they're not going to fall out.
Yeah, they're
not as easy as the. I mean, let's everything can break.
Yeah, the back of the belt looks pretty good too.
Yeah, loving the back of the belt right here. And if you look, the grommets, each one of those are screwed in. I mean, the only thing you would have to do is just make sure, and I've had belts before, you want to make sure when you get the belt that you come back here and you tighten them up.
Yeah, I've had one issue.
Sometimes mine disputed, one or two of those will fall out.
See, mine's the Fendu Backlund.
And then, like I told you, my dome globe, I've got one of those missing. I have no idea where it went. But your grommets are going to be screwed in, just like all your plates. I love the gold screws back here.
Yeah, they're not traditional black
silver. Yeah, silver or black. You got the red backing right here, and you got the patch. Standard stock strap, but I think it's an improved simulated leather because
it's not as stiff.
Let's show them the tip too.
Easy. Don't mess with the tip now. That's my lane.
Look at how they do
that. That's my lane. That's my lane.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, new guy.
All right, Byron. So, you got the back here. I love any belt that has contrast between the front and the back of the strap.
Oh, it's so nice.
I mean, even the Smoking Skull, I'm not a big fan of the replica, but you have the black strap on the front, and the back you have the snakeskin backing.
And it really makes a difference. I know. We sit here and nitpick, but see, here's the thing: when you're dealing with such a quality belt, you find little minor details that don't mean a lot. But this is one of the things that might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it definitely means a lot to us. Is the different color backing? It's something so small, but it if nothing else, it shows that this belt was put together. It was hand done, put together in a very nice way. It's not just a strap cut out of a line of leather and there you go. No, this was two pieces of leather they had to hand stitch, put together, probably machine stitched, whatever. But it adds another element to the belt that really sets it apart from other stuff.
So going back over here to this side plate, you have one half of the world right here with the stones around it. If you look right there, I love the detail, the red and the black around the globe. And then one thing that I've always liked about some of your WWE titles is they always have that 6th property plate.
Yeah.
Property of the WWE. ROH has one on each side that you, I guess, would consider a property plate. It's got the ROH logo, and again, it's on both sides. Going over here, if you look, you got shallow tooling right here in the snap box. I do love those features. Some belts don't have that.
Yeah,
I love
nuggeting.
Yeah, I love that sometimes they put in that texture in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's shallow or whether it's deep.
It just shows
it look authentic.
It does, and it shows the not appreciation, but the integrity of the strap. It really shows that they don't just say, okay, we're going to focus on the main plates, and the strap is just a strap. It's not just a strap. The strap adds so much to the belt, from the tooling here to the clamshell here, just all the way down the strap. It really shows the appreciation is what I was looking for.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on a rant for a minute. I don't do these often, but I'm going to go on a rant. Replica titles in general, this is the way it's supposed to be done with snaps. I'm absolutely hating this new Velcro phase.
Yeah.
I watched TakeOver. Every belt was Velcroed. Of course, you're going to see them on WWE. This is prestigious. You got the snaps.
When they pull, it's gotten so bad that if you go back and watch TakeOver 25 and the tag team ladder match, great match, by the way. I'm really glad the Street Profits finally got it, but we're not reviewing that right now. When Montez Ford pulls down the strap, you can actually hear the Velcro separate. I don't like it.
And it also goes to the North American title. That big strap. I was hoping they'd leave it alone, but no, it's got a big piece of Velcro on each side. And this is prestigious.
I really want it to be like a toy. If they're going to do that, I really hope they leave it there and they don't put it on the replicas.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask. Are they still sending replicas?
I don't think so, but I mean, who knows anymore with WWE?
Yeah, and if they do sell it with Velcro, they better take some
drop the price.
Yeah, because I don't want it to be any more like a toy. And I understand it's easier, it may be more economically suitable for Velcro, but
if they do that, then it needs to be economically affordable as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to come over here to this side. Kevin, I'm going to let you take over from here on this side because...
you guys, if you've seen one video, you've seen them all. I love... Well, before we get there, like you said, you have the other side of the globe here to represent the world title. We'll try to get both of them in. See, you got one side of the globe here and one side of the globe there. It's not just the same plate on two different sides of the belts. You have your trademark plate right here. I'm not one for stamping your logo everywhere, but this one doesn't bother me. It really doesn't.
I think
they have a very nice looking logo.
They do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think because this one really adds to the main plate, I really don't consider this to be, hey, we're shoving our logo down your face. And you have the Ring of Honor written out right here, but it's in red. It's not in black, so it's almost kind of hidden unless you're up close looking at it. It doesn't really stand out that bad, so they're not. It doesn't seem like they're trying to shove their brand down your throat. Yeah. And they made a quality belt. They should be proud of it. So with that, I mean, I would understand why you'd want your name on this belt. It's a beautiful belt, like I said, outside of WWE, and it's not by much. I mean, there's only a few belts in WWE that I like more than this. The UK being one of them. But you can't beat that UK belt. No. They did it right. But anyway, getting off of that, coming down here.
What comes at the end of a sentence?
The period at the end of the sentence. I love belts that have the big gold buckle, big silver buckle, big purple buckle. I don't care. Just put a buckle at the end. I really like it. It really adds something to the belt that they're starting to get away from, and I don't know why. but they also add to the quality of it. And once again, I'm not one for shoving your name down somebody's throat. If you see on this belt, the Ring of Honor logo is mentioned 5 times. Twice on the main plate, 1 on each of the branding plates, and then right here, number 5. But look at that.
Yeah, let's
just look at it.
It's way better than just a gold tip.
When I seen it, normally I would have been like, did you really have to do that? But that just adds something. It adds something that you're not going to find on any other belt. You can see the big gold tip on WWE belts, on Fandu belts, as great as they are. You know how we feel about Fandu belts. They're awesome. But nobody really, they slap the gold plating on there and that's it. This took time. This took effort. It wasn't just something you throw on there and okay, it's done. It's not if it was a sticker, I would have been pissed.
Let me go ahead and come on.
I actually just noticed the tip when we were doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're a champion, and I think it's the first time we've ever snapped a belt together. We've always taken them off.
That's because we don't want to look like fools when it takes us longer than 2 seconds to do it.
Exactly. So if you're a champion and you're wearing this, you turn it around, look at that. That is pretty cool.
It's classy.
Yeah. So this, for it to be a replica and a non-WWE replica, I recommend buying it.
I do too. The only real thing I could take away from this belt, if anything, and we say this about a lot of belts, it's one of our biggest pet peeves on belts.
And I'm gonna
I'd like to see it curved a little more. I love curved plates. This one is
it's actually not curved at all.
No, it's not.
That is a board.
It is. Normally when you get away from WWE, everybody's under the certain understanding that we need to curve plates. And it would bother me more if it wasn't such a good belt.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, we've said this plenty of times, I have personal ties to the NWA Dome Globe Championship. It was held by my uncle. I love that belt. That belt means a lot to me, and it was my number 1 favorite belt for that reason, for the sentimental reasons to it. But as far as appeal to it, as far as just great to look at, worth every penny, this is number 1 in my collection right now. And like I said, I'm up to 20. The other 2 aren't here yet, and it remains to be seen because I got some pretty good ones coming. Some that you don't see every day. Also, not WWE belts. But another thing I like about this belt, the Ring of Honor is notorious for prestigious champions. Adam Cole, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Steen. Their world title isn't prostituted out. It's not on somebody one week and on somebody the next. Whenever somebody gets a run in Ring of Honor, like Jay Lethal, amazing wrestler. It's a substantial, worthwhile run. I'm so tired of hearing WWE say, take Bray Wyatt, for example, as great as he is. When he won the title, everybody said, oh, the era of Bray Wyatt. He loses it on his first defense.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it. This, you don't have that. I don't believe I've seen somebody, and I could be wrong, don't crucify me in the comments, but I don't believe I've seen a Ring of Honor champion have less than a month or month and a half run.
It could be. I don't watch Ring of Honor enough
I've never seen a Ring of Honor champion. Why is this guy holding the belt?
Yeah. They bring something to the table.
Now, we've went almost 20 minutes, and I thought we'd probably be done by now, but we completely forgot about one thing that we do in reviews, and that is, look how thick those plates are.
Oh.
Nice 4 to 5 millimeter plates, and if you look, the extra plate right here, and then you've got the extra inlay up here. So it's almost like stacked. Now, this is all one piece, but it's almost like a double stamp.
Now, I've become a fan of this with the UK title, the double stamped logo. I've become a really big fan of that, but that's because the UK title did it right. With this one, I wouldn't mind it if that was a double stamp logo, but it doesn't have to be either.
And I'll show it to you from here, and then I'll show it to you from about right there, and you can clearly tell where the plates start.
There's definitely
the straps start.
There's definitely some thickness, some junk in the trunk on that.
You know we like thickness. Even coming over here to the plates, they're nice and thick, and they're the same thing. It's one piece, but there's an extra inlay over the top. Actually, on all the plates. So it's almost like you have a double stack plate, but it's all one piece. I love that.
Yeah, if you're in the market for big belts that take up a lot of space, that are massive. I mean, I don't think you're going to get much bigger than like the WWE logos or maybe the big gold. But and don't get me wrong, I love big belts.
And you cannot lie.
I can't. But this is a smaller belt. But it was done so good, so elegant, so detailed that I don't mind it being a smaller belt. It is hands down my favorite belt in my collection right now.
It's definitely a beautiful.
I've got another one that just came in that we're going to do a review on, and I like that one as well.
Yeah,
it's a flashback, but this is a perfect example of sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Sometimes less is more, and when done right, when worked with the right way, you don't need a belt this big.
Yeah.
When you could have one this big and done properly.
Yeah. Do you have something you want to say about it or anything, or you just
if you're used to WWE titles, your first reaction is to be, God, these plates are small. If you have them right beside each other, but then if you take the time and look at it, there is nowhere on this belt where it's like
quality over quality.
There's nowhere where you can look and damn, they just stamped that on. There's nowhere on this belt.
If they would have added something else to this belt, in my opinion, if they would have added something like a third side plate or more rivets or a different color or something else, if they would have added something, they're right on that line where if you put more into it, you're going to start taking away.
Yeah.
Because now there is too much going on. It's like if here's the finish line of where they should have stopped, they stopped right here. Just anything else would have pushed it over the line, and I'm not saying I wouldn't have liked it as much, but I definitely think it would have started to take away. This belt, hands down, is my favorite Ring of Honor title they've ever had.
Yeah,
I don't know why they switched it. Maybe because they did have the smallest world title out of any brand that I know of.
Yeah.
Or any televised brand. Let's go with that. Out of New Japan, WWE, Ring of Honor, and now AEW, out of those four, TNA as well, or Impact, whatever, they did have the smallest world title. And I know they wanted to make something bigger and more substantial, which is great, but I feel that new one dropped the ball. If I ever win a belt raffle, by the way, shout out Tony Tussey.
TNT belt.
I enjoy your belt raffles, man. They're awesome. I can easily go buy a belt, but that countdown from when you announce the winner is an adrenaline rush like I participated in my first one over the weekend. We've talked a couple times. I'm actually in my next one now. You're going to announce the winner on Wednesday. Hook a brother up, man. No, I'm just kidding. Keep the integrity, man. I love it.
No. But TNT, let's just TNT Belt Trading is the Facebook group. If you go there, it's run by a guy named Tony Tussey. Great guy.
He's not going to rip you off. He's very trustworthy guy.
He does raffles on every Powerball drawing. 26 spots. It's as fair as you can be. Powerball number wins it, and generally between $16 and $20 a spot. I won one. I won my UK title for that.
UK title for $32.
$32
because he bought 2 slots.
And I was hoping this past Saturday I could have won the eco-friendly Demigod.
I had a feeling I was going to get it. I
missed it by one number.
I had a feeling. I picked number 4. He picked number 7, and number 8 won.
Yep.
But I mean, you win a title for $16, $20.
Yep.
But
and $400 title.
If I were to win a belt drawing and I had every other belt that I had the choice to pick, and that other Ring of Honor title, the current one was there, yeah, I'd get it, because who's going to argue with a $20 belt?
Yeah, definitely.
But I definitely wouldn't pay full price for it. I'd pay full price for this every day of the week.
Well, what sucks about the new replica, the new heavyweight ROH heavyweight.
I think you're about to say exactly what I was about to say.
It's a big belt, but the bad thing is they put it on a stock big gold strap.
Big gold strap.
I mean, it's basically they Frankensteined this new ROH title. It's, we got the plates. I don't feel like making any new ones. Let's just take the big gold strap and put it on there. And it really made a lot of people mad. Because
myself included.
So I don't think I'll ever buy that, because if you look at the picture, it still looks like it's on a big gold strap.
And the thing is, the plates don't even fit the strap.
Yeah.
The plate ends here, and the strap comes up to there. It's not that drastic, but when you look at it, you might not have noticed it before, but now when you look at that belt, look past the plate, and all you're going to see is big gold. Big gold's one of my favorite belts, but when you're, in my opinion, better then WWE. Don't copy WWE.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go from here all the way. Austin, if you can hold this as I go by.
One thing I will note as you get here, this doesn't show you all the details. There's way more details if you see it in person. Like right here on the ribbon. So many details in that ribbon.
Oh yeah, we're working on a more high quality camera.
Yeah.
And trust me, we're gonna have just as much fun with that as you guys. But yeah, the video definitely doesn't do the belt justice.
There's that period.
There it is. As much as you guys are loving this belt right now, or maybe hating it, I don't see how you can hate it, but we all have different opinions. As much as you're loving this belt, seeing it through the camera, when you see it in person,
yeah,
I mean,
it's got everything going for it. None of the straps, none of the plates, nothing is left to waste.
No.
There's something everywhere.
There's no wasted motion on this. There's no wasted motion on this belt.
Even right here.
So we're gonna close out this. I recommend buying it.
100%.
I'd honestly, how much was this?
I want to say, I went through AJ's belts, and once again, another great company if you're looking for belts. I believe it was right at $425.
Okay.
I could be a little off. I know it wasn't 500, and I know it wasn't 450, but it was right in that 400 to 425 range. After shipping, it might have busted over a little bit, but it's right there in that. To be on the safe side, let's say between 4 and 450 is what I paid.
So what I'm going to recommend. Do you want to go ahead and say something?
Seems expensive, but it's a great price because they can honestly charge more.
Well, so what I'm going to say, and I'm sure you guys would agree, if you have that extra money around and you're wanting to buy a top-notch replica,
this needs to be in your collection.
Yeah, I'd recommend getting it. I'd recommend probably getting it full price just because of the detail in the plates and everything. If you can catch it on sale, I don't know how AJS Belts does their sales. I don't know how Ring of Honor. At one time, I know they had some of the belts half off. If you can catch a sale, I'd always preach catching a sale.
Oh yeah,
but I'd say this is worth full price. Definitely.
Let's go across the board. I'm gonna give this belt a thumbs up.
What about you? 2 thumbs up.
Well, there you go.
Throw in that extra thumb. We have 6 thumbs.
We have our close up too.
But definitely worth having. Definitely put it in your collection. I like I said, this thing skyrocketed to my #1 favorite belt. And this belt came in last week, and me and him, we see each other almost every day. Not normally at the house, but where he works, where I work, we run into each other all the time. We have been talking about this belt all week. He's been dying to see it. He saw it for the first time when he come in, and I mean, it really does just almost take your breath away. It like I said earlier, it does take a second to digest, but once you realize what's going on, we've talked to you guys for 30 minutes about it. We can honestly go another hour on this belt.
Yeah, this may be our longest video now that we've done, I think.
I think it is. But with that being said, we don't want to bore you to death. We don't want to be repetitive. We'll go ahead and sign off here.
And we have some more videos coming.
We have more coming today. We're going to shoot about 6 videos. Definitely want to get this belt.
So, like, comment, subscribe. As always, we love our fans right now. We got some people down there that like what we do. And with Byron right here, I mean, Austin...
we actually got a shout out from the Fandu company. Their representatives actually said they loved our videos.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep doing them. Y'all keep liking them, keep sharing them, keep subscribing them. The more you give us, the more we can give you.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see you down the road, guys.